only 15 from 42. La Liga is first and second division, 42 clubs. The ratings at the stores were 3.8, so the apps were not very valuable for the users, and only 2 apps had more than 5 million downloads. To give you a number to compare, at the time, La Liga official app, only this product had 15 million downloads. So we had some experience in La Liga delivering apps and gaming products. We have done some achievements. So we believed we could help our clubs, and we decided to approach this project. But before going deeper on the platform, if you agree, I will spend 2 or 3 minutes on sharing what I do in La Liga, what La Liga Apps and Gaming department does, the strategy behind. The Apps and Gaming strategy has 3 main pillars. The first one is represented by this slogan. We call it ecosystem. And as you will see, we have decided to launch as many apps as we need to reach the maximum audience possible and the maximum engagement possible. You will see. The second pillar is represented by this slogan. The game is just beginning. And that means that our main focus is in the non-90 minutes of the match. I think this graphic explains it very well. The blue line is the official app. And as you can see how it goes up during the weekends and goes down during the weeks in terms of active users. But instead, the 2 games, the 2 red lines, Head Soccer and Fantasy, as you can see, they are much more stable. So gaming allows us to engage users during the week, during the whole season, and during the summer too. And the third pillar of the strategy is that we are targeting young people. We are targeting the fans of the future. Which products do we have? We have an official app, schedule and results, very fast and simple. We have a fantasy game, for sure the most important game we have. And it's the most important game because of this screen you can see here. What you can see there is different players from different teams. And that for La Liga means for winning the fantasy, for winning your friends, you need to know not only Real Madrid and Barcelona players, but you need to know the whole league players. And that for us means creating new player brands, new club brands, and also increasing the average of matches watched during the match day. So, very important game for us. We have launched an OTT platform. We launched it August 2018. It's called La Liga Sports TV, and is the Spanish sports OTT. Today, the Spanish sports OTT, we deliver live matches from 65 different federations in Spain, but this is a strategic project for La Liga for the future of the audiovisual rights. We have done some innovation too, and voice assistance probably is the most relevant from last season. We have a betting app. It's called La Quiniela. This is a traditional pen and paper game in Spain. What we try to do with this app is to transform this game into digital. Head Soccer, for sure, the most successful game we have. More than 60 million downloads today, and the beginning of the gaming strategy. Probably we didn't have this game. Today we will have no gaming strategy, but this game let us understand that we could reach massive audience and all over the world. 95% of the users of this game comes from Spain. And that's very important for us because it's the first approach for many La Liga fans to La Liga. Tiny Striker, following the steps of Head Soccer, free kick game. We have an educational game for kids between 4 and 11 years old. We have mentioned we are targeting the fans of the future. These games allows these kids to learn some skills, visual skills, counting, painting, but they can do it through their favorite team, which is quite nice. Top Cards, the first game we have launched truly for monetization. We want to do money with this game, mostly for Asian markets. We have launched it, soft launch last month in Spain, and the big launch, the global launch, will be next month, October. Let's see. I will share results in the future. And one of my main roles is digital business development. I try to push new projects, and most important for sure is the eSports project. We have decided to organize a tournament based on FIFA 19, FIFA 20 this season. This is the third season of this competition, and it's gonna become huge for the future. And with all these apps, with all this ecosystem, we have reached some goals. We are not the best on everything, but I'm sharing the best number we have. We are the third sports league in the world in terms of downloads, in terms of users achieved. Far away from our main competitors and behind or very close to the NBA, and NFL is the first one. So today we have 99.8 million downloads. So in a few days we will celebrate the 100 million downloads. I don't know if we will have a party, but I'm thinking on that. It's a big number. But let's come back to the Club App platform after this overview. So the project started with an analysis of the situation. Then we defined a strategy, and these are the main pillars of this strategy. The first one was club service. We wanted to help our clubs. This project has been born for the clubs. It's their app. Help them on digitalization, on their way to mobility. Should be international. LaLiga is pushing very, very hard on the international strategy. We have people in all these countries you can see, and the product should allow the clubs to follow this big wave that is the LaLiga internationalization. It's very healthy that every project has some business around, so the clubs can do some money, and now the clubs that have new sponsorship assets, new advertising assets. They can sell t-shirts, they can sell tickets, so they can do some business around. Customization. We have big clubs, we have medium clubs, we have small clubs. And this project should allow everyone to go their own speed. And that was very important. This project should allow everyone to do what they want to do, is their app, and flexibility was a key aspect. And for sure the most important, fan knowledge. Business intelligence and business analytics has become a very important part of the strategy in LaLiga. Now the clubs can understand much better their fans, you will see. And also this data comes to LaLiga, so LaLiga can bring this information back to the clubs in an aggregate mode. So we can all learn one from each other and grow all together, which could be a key aspect for the future. After defining the strategy, we have built a briefing. That's a very big and long document, so I will not go deeper on that. But these are the functionalities, the main functionalities that came out from this briefing that we requested to Yinzcam. We sent this briefing to 14 different companies around the world, and we received 14 different proposals. We evaluated all of them in terms of budget, the price, the technology behind, the product they could deliver to the fans, and the service they could provide to LaLiga and the clubs. And there was a company that won on every aspect. This company is called Yinzcam, so now it's time to give the floor to Priya Narashiman. Please, Priya, show us your product.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Priya Narashiman. I'm the CEO and founder of Yinzcam. First of all, I want to thank Daniel Vicente, Alberto Nieto Romero, Carmen Cambrero. There's a whole bunch of people who are responsible for why we're standing here today, Alberto Morales Lorente as well. And then I also want to thank the two clubs who work with us, Maitane López de Forondia, as well as Hernán Sanz. From the two clubs, you'll hear from them shortly as well. Without them, we wouldn't be standing here. So I think it's really important to know where we come from. So a little bit about myself. So I was born in India. I was raised in Africa. Went to the United States to do my PhD in computer engineering. I wanted to teach and become a professor, which is what I did. I'm a professor of computer engineering at Carnegie Mellon University. I was not a fan of most sports in the United States. I'd grown up on rugby in Africa, cricket in India, and football, as the rest of the world knows it, in Africa. And so when I went to the United States, I really wasn't a fan of many sports there until I went to my first hockey game, and it felt like religion to me. Daniel has gone with me to a hockey game, and he can attest that I forget that he's sitting there because I'm too busy being involved in the game. So anyhow, we started this company because I would go to a lot of games, and this is the view you have if you're a faculty member, if you know how much we get paid. So this is a good seat for me on a good day, and you've met me. Everybody else is taller than I am. So I would never see anything when it counted. I wanted something for myself. So I started this 13 years ago, purely as a research project, as a professor, looking to see if, even if I was the only user of this, I was happy, right? And that's what I started this as. So anyhow, we would take all these different camera angles and let fans control which way they saw the game 13 years ago. So that's how I founded the company. So the vision for us is to be on every platform. And this is very aligned with LaLiga's vision. So LaLiga's vision is not to dictate to the fan which platform they need to be on, but instead let the fan pick the platform, and the goal is to have a product on that platform. So for example, you'll see a list of products here: mobile, tablet, Apple TV, Android Wear. All of these different platforms, a fan is free to pick which platform they're on, and our job is then to make sure we have a product on that platform. We shouldn't constrain the fan in any way on the platforms they choose. And you'll also see the data-driven experience portion, especially personalization, which I know is very dear to LaLiga, and that was something they wanted in the briefing. This is our client list. So we, as I said, we come from the United States, so we work with 24 NFL clubs, 22 NBA teams, and now with LaLiga and a number of their clubs. We also work in Australia with the Australian Rules Football League, the National Rugby League. In New Zealand, we work with the All Blacks, New Zealand Rugby, New Zealand Cricket. So we're in a range of different sports, and we work with a total of about 180 different professional teams and leagues around the world. So one of the things that I know Daniel valued, and values still, is the fact that anytime we do something well with any of these clubs, we try to bring that knowledge back. And the knowledge is back in the platform. It's not just in my head. So if we do something really great for an NFL club, we want to make sure it goes back into the platform so that all the clubs using the platform stand to benefit from it. So which I think is really a great way to basically crowdsource all this intelligence that you have from 180 different clubs working with us, and then bring it back into the platform. This also means that every year, the platform grows in about 20% new features. This is important to me personally, not just because I'm a professor. It's important that we always keep innovating, but it's also important that we don't get bored. The platform is not the same thing 2 years running. If I stand and talk to you next year, the platform will be different again. And that's the whole goal, is that we are constantly innovating and adding features. Okay, a few of our partners, and again, I'm standing here because of all of these people. So with the National Football League, which is where we started, the National Basketball Association in the US, Telstra in Australia, and Telstra has the rights to several sports bodies, so we work with them, and now recently with LaLiga over the course of this last season. Another thing that we are really passionate about, not just because we started this as a fan, but also at the end of the day, this has to benefit the club. There has to be a return on investment for the club. At the end of the day, that's important, and that's a part of our DNA. So constantly we're looking for opportunities for how we can add ROI. I just threw some examples up there, just so you have some examples. With our mobile food and beverage ordering product, we've driven revenue for our clubs. You can see about 488,000 over the course of a season. With our mobile ticketing platform and the integrations we've had, we've driven revenue. Our mobile auction and bidding platform for merchandise, we've driven revenue. All of these best practices we try to bring back to LaLiga clubs, and that's fundamental. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the league app. And Daniel brought up personalization. Again, every LaLiga product here in the digital space, the fan is at the center of the universe. This one, personalization. Let's talk about the fan. The fan in a league app cares very much that their favorite team is selected, right? A fan is a fan of a team, not a fan of a league. That's how fans start, right? So you want to be able to select your favorite team. It doesn't stop there. Many fans are not fans of a team, they're a fan of a player. They follow that player throughout his history. It's not even about the team. So you want the ability to select a favorite player. Let's go one step further. Favorite language. If you're a La Liga fan speaking Portuguese, you should be able to consume the content in Portuguese and not be restricted to any language. You should consume it in the language of your choice, so the app supports 15 different languages. So you can see personalization, personalization, and again personalization. It's all about the fan picking their favorite team, favorite player, favorite language, and allowing them to customize the app. Just a little video so you can see the different screens. And the whole purpose of this video is to tell you to go download the app right now. Right? Daniel needs its 100 million downloads. So please go download the League app right now. I'm only showing you a few screens intentionally. All right, let's talk a little bit about the club apps, which is what Daniel introduced. So Daniel made a mention earlier about the fact that clubs are very different in the size, in the staffing. You're going to have clubs where one person does 10 jobs. And then you are going to have clubs where there's a committee for one job, right? This is how clubs are. You cannot control that universe. What you can do is to provide a product that scales to suit clubs which have smaller resources and clubs which have a committee. Right? So you want to make sure that your product scales to fit all of those. So one of the things that La Liga challenged us in this briefing was to provide something that would adapt to the club and their resourcing. So we provided 3 different variants of our product depending on the club and their staffing. A few screens, and again, go download the app. Right? Go download the Alavés and the Villareal apps. So you'll see different screens showing the match center, showing statistics, showing some of the player pages, push notifications, so that we can send quite a few push notifications. And just so you know the range of the push notifications we've sent about 30 billion push notifications across all of our properties. So we have quite a bit of intelligence on when is the right time to send a push notification, the right length, etc. And that's a lot of the best practices that we're going to try to bring back to La Liga. Okay, let's go look a little bit at the platform behind the scenes. I'm showing you Legos there, and it's very intentional. Why we're going to talk about Legos in a bit. So what is the beautiful thing about Legos? I mean, everyone who loves Legos knows that you go out and buy a bunch of Legos, and then you build what you want. That's the beauty of Legos. Everyone can buy the same thing, and somebody can make a helicopter, somebody can make a boat, somebody can make a house. Legos give you the freedom to imagine what you want the sculpture to look like. It's the same thing with our platform. One of the things we try with our platform is to make sure that everything is constructed as what we call a card. So what is a card? A card can be anything. A card is a match center. A card is a box score. A card is fixtures. A card is a video. A card is a podcast. A card is a photo gallery. All of these things are cards. And the beauty is we give clubs the control to decide where they want to put a card, how they want to move it up and down, how to quickly add a card, how to quickly remove a card. So they're basically acting as the Lego builders. The clubs are assembling these Lego blocks, these cards, to produce the app they want. And that's very, very fundamental. Let's take this one step further. Here are all the different kinds of cards that, as a part of the briefing, we listed as we want to deliver to La Liga. So you can see content cards, stadium cards, payment cards, personalization cards, different kinds of cards. And again, don't limit your imagination. If you think of your favorite club or league app, you probably will think of our 200-some cards. Every single thing you want. Augmented reality, virtual reality. Throw all those cards in. Basically, you have a whole list of cards. Where do we take this further? If I had to point out one single image that represents who we are, it's this picture. So let me explain what's happening here. Line up all the cards on the left-hand side. You see these? Content cards, stadium cards, payment cards, personalization cards. So we've got ourselves the red, pink, the green, and the blue cards. Each of these cards, we let you set some properties, right? So what are the properties? Let's talk through this for a second. For each card, you can change through an admin panel we give you, you can change the time at which the card appears and disappears. So pre-match cards, in-match cards, post-match cards, off-season cards, you can change that. You can change the location in which a card appears, which means in-stadium only cards, out-of-stadium cards, international cards. You can change the language, which means Spanish cards, Portuguese cards, English cards, Catalan cards, Basque cards, you can change all that. right? So now you've got already 3 properties. Let's take this one step further. You'll see that a lot of the LaLiga club apps are going to have membership and login and personalization in the upcoming weeks. If you log in and you're a member and we can identify you as a member, we can do member-only cards, authenticated cards. So here's the beauty of it. Time, location, type of user, language. We can now start doing deep personalization. What does that mean? Let's look at those 2 on the right-hand corner. The top one is for the couch fan at home who doesn't show up to the stadium. We only give them the content cards. You see, they only have the red, green, a little bit of the blue cards. Look at the fan at the bottom right-hand corner. That's a season ticket member showing up at the stadium all the time. Guess what? They start getting the purple and the pink cards because they're going to the stadium. We need to give them stadium cards. So the beauty is Maitane as well as Hernán can go in and tailor these journeys to basically say the stadium member fan gets a different experience from the couch non-member fan. And we can take it one step further. The couch fan may be speaking Portuguese, the season ticket member may be speaking Spanish. We can take it one step further too. Okay? So again, the whole goal, as Danielle raised, was personalization, personalization, personalization. I cannot repeat that word enough because it really is the #1 thing through their briefing, through their vision, and again, it speaks to their focus on the fan. Okay? I want to show you what cards look like. The word cards suggests it's rectangular, right? And that's not the case. Look at a whole set of our apps where the clubs have invented what the cards look like. I didn't have any say over this. This is what the club did, right? So you see here, this is for the Toronto Raptors. They won the NBA championship last year. You can see they have circular cards, big cards like that. The Pittsburgh Penguins, this is the New England Patriots, that is the Madison Square Garden app, the Chicago Bulls app, the Dallas Cowboys app. All of these different ones, they've invented what they think they want the cards to look like. Our job is to provide the glue behind the card so that they can bring up a ticketing card and we've got ticketing behind it, right? So we let the clubs also control the creative and how they want to do the placement, which is fundamental, again, in customization. An example of a locked card. This is for the All Blacks, the New Zealand Rugby Club, and you can see some of these cards have a little lock symbol on them. That means only if you're a member, you will be able to access those cards. So you have to log in to actually unlock the card. Right? So you have examples like that as well. One of the things that Danielle mentioned was an admin panel. The admin panel, the whole beauty of the admin panel is you can change a lot about the app. And I think Maitane will refer to that in her presentation. You can change a ton of things in the app without needing an app update. And that's the beauty of it. App updates give everybody headaches. It gives the clubs headaches, it gives the fans headaches, it gives us headaches. And the last thing you want is to stick another app update again for the fans. You don't want to do that. So instead, if you can change a lot of the features without an app update, that gives you tremendous flexibility. Finally, I'll maybe cover a quick case study on membership and personalization because a number of these features will be coming for LaLiga clubs in these upcoming weeks. I'll cover a quick case study, and then I'll turn it over. So I'm going to cover a case study for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I'll explain this case study before we dive in. The Cavaliers have multiple membership levels. So season ticket members are not all created equal, right? So you have season ticket members. They give them names like rookie, all-star, MVP, legend. So a rookie might go to 1 game the entire season. An MVP goes to 80% of games the entire season. So you've got members based on attendance. Why is that important? Attendance means spend. Right? Attendance means revenue. So you've got different membership levels based on attendance. They get different rewards. So let's go look at what their loyalty program looks like that we built for them. Here is a fan at the legend level. That means they've probably gone to 80% of games that season. Okay, so let's see what they get. See that top part which says click to call your rep? They can contact their membership representative inside the club directly from the app. They can say, I'm bringing my son to the game today, what can I do? So customer service inside the app. Then you'll see virtual reality experiences only for them. Discounts only for them. You'll see, again, playoff priority. So they get their playoff tickets much earlier. You can see seat upgrades only for them. You can see even tire discounts for them. And you sit there and say, why tire discounts with Goodyear? Because Goodyear is a partner. So all the partner discounts for the club are also available only to members. So there's your sponsorship and your revenue coming in as well. So if you look at it, this is really a loyalty program, rewarding the fan, rewarding their attendance, bringing in partnership, and providing unique perks so that the more games you attend, the deeper your perks get. Okay? And how does this tie into the data? One of the visions, again, for LaLiga was data-driven personalization. We can stitch together under our single sign-on, and then we work with also other folks' single sign-on, like the Sports Alliance one, so we can stitch together a profile of the fan with all of these different fields and pull them together so that we have a unified representation of what the fan is under a single identity. Okay? One quick example of one of the personalization examples that we've done. So actually, I think a couple of examples. So you'll see here one of the features called Face Paint. Apologies for the music, I didn't come up with it. Okay, so you get the picture with that. So that's a feature you'll see coming to LaLiga club apps, in the upcoming weeks. Here's another one. I wanted fans to be able to play, a game of basketball against each other. So watch this. That's for the Toronto Raptors. We built the basketball. We built the hoop. We built all those things. So basically, fans can play a virtual Pop-A-Shot game, which is a virtual basketball shooting game right on their phones, basically using the team app. Let's take this one step further. Here are two fans playing against each other. This is for the Cavaliers during the playoffs. So this guy is in the fun one. Watch the other guy. He's just going. And we built this as an easy game to be able to play virtual basketball. We took this one step further. This is for the Cavaliers playoffs from 3 years ago. We had 4 sections competing against each other. Right? So let me show you what this looks like. Ignore that footage. Let's focus on this side. I want you to see what this looks like. So on the left-hand side, you'll see this is a fan sitting in the stands. They sign in. As soon as they sign in, they hold their phone up. You see on the video board, they get a virtual basketball hoop. So 4 sections are competing against each other. Each section is playing basketball at halftime, and we're adding up the scores, and the section that makes the most points gets a prize. Right? So again, you try to enhance the in-stadium experience in very, very unique ways. Okay, so again, all of these different examples that we have here. And then I'll show one again that was recent with the Wolves. And so this example you'll see is, this is a shopping mall that the Wolves have as a partner. And in this case, you can see that's just a giant sticker that they have on the wall. And the giant sticker on the wall, so the giant sticker on the wall that you see here is basically used as a target similar to that basketball hoop. And the giant, I guess it goes back. All right, let's go here.
It doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, never mind. So the giant sticker on the wall basically serves as a target, and when the fan holds their phone up against that target, it basically becomes a way for you to do penalty kicks when you're inside a shopping mall. Again, how do you bring the fan closer to the partner and closer to the club? This is a really, really creative way to do it. Okay. With that, let me turn it over to Hernán. I guess it's his turn. So.
We are going to launch this activation in Gran Via and at the Telefónica shop here in Madrid this Friday, right? I think it's this Friday. So this weekend you can go and see and play with the ball. So we have shared the strategy behind the platform, and we have shared the product. Now we know the product. But are the clubs happy? Is that true, Hernán? Please say yes.
Yes, of course, yes. I don't have any gun behind me, so yes. Yes, we would like to talk, or on behalf of Villareal, I would like to talk about our experience after great speeches of Daniel and Priya. We wanted to change a few months ago our way to communicate with our fans, with our season ticket holders, and we didn't know how. We didn't know how to do something different. We knew that LaLiga provided us, or to the clubs, the application and the websites. So we decided to meet them, and when they explained us the this new way to communicate, I mean the big data, this great big data, this business intelligence, it was amazing for us. It was great. We thought that this could be the key, or the main key of the new project, because it was very ambitious. We thought that we could rise from this point of view. Then, of course, we started working with LaLiga, with Yinzcam, with the app. We are very happy with that, because with this new point of view, is we have the behavior of our fans, of our season ticket holders. If we have the knowledge, of course, this is the main point, the knowledge, we can then start doing a lot of marketing things about that. Not only marketing, I mean the way of communications, we can do it better because we know what our fans want to see, want to feel, and then we started to doing, and we are very happy. This is the key point that we started growing about that. We are very happy with the app. I think that it's very useful, as Priya said. We have a lot of things that you can do with the Lego that she talked about, and we can, of course, share the content of our website. This is very positive for us because we don't have to duplicate, of course, this kind of information. And we have a lot of notifications, we have a lot of push to reach our fans. And we were talking about that before this meeting, that, for example, with Alavés, with Maitane, we are competitors on the pitch, but of course, outside the pitch, we are partners, we are colleagues with LaLiga and with Yinzcam, because with our requests, with our necessities, maybe we can find the best solution for everyone. So this is positive as well, that if we work all together, we can have the best app and the best official website. We are still working for the future to do like a project with a global project, not only with the app, that is very good for us, but with the information, with the knowledge, with the behavior of, because of the analytics and with this big data, we would like to do like a global project that involves not only this, but also that you can have with only one member, with only one login, with the official website, with the app, with the shop, with the TV platform, whatever, with only one member, you can log in with this all information, and this not only will work for or will contribute for the big data, but also will help us to be in contact with our fans, with our season ticket holders, in order to create the necessity for the fans, not only like an election for them, not only like as a choice, but also like the necessary for them to register, to give all the information to us, and then with all the information that they give us, and besides the big data, we can create a whole atmosphere, a whole world where we can have all the information and we can keep in contact with them. I insist, we are very happy with the app. It's very useful. Well, as you can prove, it's renewing all the time with our requests. They have, of course, more information that where they can improve the app, and we are very happy with that. I mean, this is my experience in Villareal. We are changing this. We are with them, I don't know if 5 or 6 months only, but we are happy. We are very happy with this new experience. We are still working on it, and in order to create this whole world, with, of course, the big data as the main key of this new project. I insist, very quite ambitious project for us.
Thank you, Hernán. Thanks for your thoughts. So previously we have mentioned that we have different type of clubs, big clubs that spend a lot of money on the or time on the platform. We have very small clubs that they don't spend resources on this, and we do it directly from LaLiga. So we have clubs that they don't have one person in charge of the project. We have some others that have a community manager. As you have seen, running this platform, managing this platform is very similar to manage a Facebook page. But we have some other clubs that go very deep on the product. They work very hard and have also a leader on this. Maitane from Alavés is one of those. Please share your thoughts.
Thank you, Daniel. Good morning, everyone. Before I start talking about our digital process and how we are working with LaLiga and with Yinzcam, I would like to talk to you, to introduce you our case. And first of all, I guess plenty of you remember Deportivo-Alavés for that because of the UEFA final back in 2001. But that was 18 years ago, and many things have happened to us since then, especially one that makes us unique. That was 6 years ago. We became the first professional football club to be bought by a professional basketball club. It's Baskonia. Baskonia is one of the founders of the EuroLeague competition, and both Baskonia and Deportivo-Alavés are from the same city, Vitoria-Gasteiz. It's located in the north of Spain. So it's a basketball club owning a football club. It's a unique case, but also for us it was a real challenge, especially for the digital and the data department. We had several brands. Each of them, they had their own identity, values, etc. We have Baskonia, we have Deportivo-Alavés. Also, we have our foundation, which works for both, for Baskonia and for Alavés. We have our leisure center back, and also some years ago, we bought a professional football club in Croatia. So we have all of these different brands and identities, and we needed all of them. They get data from their own business, like members, ticket holders, shoppers, and also we had external data such as television audience, OTT viewers from LaLiga, social media followers, and so on. So we decided that we had to mix all that data in a data lake in order to apply big data strategies and digital marketing solutions. Why did we want that? Because we had we felt that we had a polyhedral view from our fans. We were only seeing some faces, and we wanted to see the whole thing. So we need a unique ID. I give you an example. We could have an Alavés member who buys Baskonia tickets, also a jersey in our e-commerce, and has a child in our foundation summer camp. So for us, until now, they were 4 different people, and we had 4 different databases. Now, applying the single sign-on, we will be able to know that they are the same person, and we can personalize our communication to them and offer special services to them. At the same time, we realized that there was a new media consumption trend pushed by the new generations, and also our marketing campaigns, our email marketing campaigns, were not so effective. So if you mix all of these, we decided that we had to change our point of view and put the customer in the center, and also an app-centric strategy that could allow us to have all the info regarding the members or the ticket holders in the same place. So we will be able to personalize, as Priya has told you, we can personalize the experience of each of our fans inside the app. The app, to have an app-centric strategy was so important for us because Spanish people spend more than 4 hours per day using their mobile phone. So we wanted to be there, to be on their pockets, on their hands. So at this point, we needed to find an experienced app developer with experience in a sports industry, but also a partner to guide us in our digital transformation. So that's the point where we started to working together with LaLiga and Yinzcam. And also it's the point where I became Priya's nightmare. Sorry for that. But you know, I'm a prescriber now. What I like most about the Yinzcam solution, I think, is the CMS. Is so intuitive and so flexible that you can upload a content, a new card, in just 1 minute. So how good is that? Can you imagine for the marketing department to work like that? And now we are working on a new release that will come soon. And we will have, the main features are the login using the single sign-on, and also the digital member card. And we have other things, but those are the main ones. So that will be a step ahead in our digital transformation and how we see that polyhedral view that we talked before. That will help us a lot. Some examples that the things that we could do, we could activate through the app. It's personalized content, as they said, but this is key for our sponsorship department because they can increase the income. Also, we will work on a loyalty program that will mix all the touch points of our group. As I told you, it's a challenge for us. Also, we have a connected stadium, so we could connect the Wi-Fi with this app, so we will be able to send push notification segmented by their localization inside the arena. We can send push notification when they enter the stadium, also if they haven't consumed yet food and beverages, and so on. This whole fan-centric strategy will help us cross-selling and upselling, and we believe that this will increase our fan engagement rates, but also our income. I didn't mention, but we are now working too for Baskonia. We will release a new app. We are working with our partners, and we are really happy to start this new project. And both challenging projects, Baskonia-Alavés, will work together in that strategy that we were talking about, and will help us doing or making a unique digitalized group.
Okay, so we are going to build a basketball app. That's new for LaLiga. Happy for that. Okay, only a few words before ending the presentation. We have, at the beginning of the presentation, we have shared the situation in 2017 when we started the project. What's the situation now, today? We have 37 clubs that they have their own official app. The left side are the clubs inside the platform, 23. Right side, the clubs that have their own app out of the platform. And about ratings, we were saying that the ratings at the time were 3.8. Now the ratings are 4.7. So fans love the apps, and we are really, really happy and proud for that. But if I will have to define this project in only one word, I will say easy. This complex project has been surprisingly easy, and that's all about you, Priya, and the help of the clubs. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, all of you, for attending. Thank you so much.